Alright, so we need to talk about Blade. This is the upcoming MCU reboot with Mahershala Ali as the main lead, make his debut as the vampire hunter. But now, with this film coming into the MCU, and even with this film, that might not even happen, maybe because even with like so much stuff that's holding this movie back from getting released, getting into filming, and now with the news that recently came out that with the second director has now left the project, and now it come to ask ourselves, is this movie doomed? Is this movie happening? They're going to even release it to the world and so much more, and that's what I'm going to break it down in this video. The entire timeline of events leading up to this news cycle, and just so much more as well. And so if you're new here, then be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so sort of on any future videos, including for Blade. But now let's talk about it. And now with Blade, and now this is like the supernatural side that the MCU has introducing, and this is where the Blade make his debut into that side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And now ever since they announced Blade at 2019's San Diego Comic-Con, when they announced that Mahershala Ali, the Academy Award winner, is going to be Blade, and here's the clip.
Ladies and gentlemen, two-time Academy Award winner, Mahershala Ali.
And now, ever since that announcement came into fruition, and now that 5 years has passed, I mean, that was announced back in 2019, but we are now in 2024, and like even though that like so much has happened, and even with Mahershala Ali himself going through so many scripts and trying to make sure that with his debut in the MCU, it is perfect. It is just right, and setting up the Midnight Suns, the supernatural side of the MCU, and just so much more. And even though that with recently it's gone through every single writer, and even with writers from like very popular acclaimed shows or like movies, especially with the ones that were so awesome and peak. But even though like with those movies that had such good writers on the project, and going through script changes, and now we're now having like six writers. That's right, six writers on the project, and this movie has been through development hell. Like ever since it was announced back in 2019, and also if y'all recall the Eternals post-credit scene for when we had a Blade say this, and now that's gone through like many directors too, and with the first director came and went, and now with the second director, and this is the recent news that with the second director of the film has now left the project, and this is like so serious. I mean, this is like a big deal, especially with Blade, and this is the vampire hunter. Like he kills vampires, and like I mean, I cannot believe this, because and even though, like how hard is it to make a movie about a man that literally kills vampires? And even if you take a look at Blade from 1998 with Wesley Snipes, I mean he killed it in that role, and that movie was so amazing. And man, yeah, I mean, I love that movie since, but even though that how hard it is to make a Blade movie for the MCU, especially for its reboot ever since its announcement, and now that we have a director that like came and went, and I don't know if this movie is ever happening. And now, even for what Marvel Studios is going to do, and now that they're pretty much stuck in this mess of trying to get the Blade film into production, get the cameras rolling, maybe because I think it's aimed to start filming in September, and now that I don't think that's gonna happen, because with the second director that left and probably did not agree with the script or anything that like Mahershala Ali gave, especially with notes on the script. But even though that like I mean, this is supposed to set up the Midnight Suns in the MCU, which I'm very excited about, because the MCU needs this. It needs that R rating, like the supernatural side, like because they're like setting up so much. And plus, the Midnight Suns are so popular in the source material, but now, if this Blade movie is not happening and not going to be setting up the Midnight Suns, I mean, I don't think. I think it's just cancel it or like scrap it. But I mean, again, this announcement was made back like 5 years ago, and now that so much has changed since then, and even with Mahershala Ali as I'm going on to do the new Jurassic World movie and like so many other projects, but I think the Blade movie is gonna be on hold for a while, and I can pretty much see that with all the stuff that Mahershala Ali has been through, especially what Marvel has been through with this film as well. Even though with this film that has a aimed release date for 2025 and it's set to start filming soon, but I don't know that that's going to happen, because even if you look at the entire timeline from Phase 5 to Phase 6, and only up until Avengers Secret Wars, and even with Blade, and that, I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure it's going to get delayed. This film has been through so many delays if you look at the slate calendar. But even though that, I'm very disappointed and also kind of concerned for this movie, because even though it's been through so many scripts of what Mahershala Ali is wanting to go with for how this film is gonna go down. Blade is about a guy that like literally kills vampires, and even with similar scripts that had a bunch stories that are not related to that, it was going to have a Blade in action for like a while and not have any of that. But even though they've been through so many scripts, but I can pretty much tell that this movie is getting scrapped. So much has happened behind the scenes ever since Marvel Studios announced the delays and shifting release dates and so on and so forth. But even though that we already have Blade established in the MCU, but plus, again, as I mentioned, the post-credit scene for Eternals.
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
As I mentioned, the post-credit scene for Eternals, when Dana Whitman was about to become Black Knight, and even with Mahershala Ali's voice as Blade popped in right in there, and that was gonna set up his movie. But like now that I'm not sure that's going to happen, maybe because of Marvel going through so much stuff. But again, it has me worried so much, and this is supposed to set up everything for the MCU. But even if Mahershala Ali can't agree on the rating for how the action scenes are gonna go down, especially killing vampires, for having that R rating and so much more, and I don't know what's going to happen anymore. And also, one thing that is also setting this film back from getting it into production and having it released to the world, it's because even with Bob Iger has announced that with Marvel's output of content, that they're reducing it to the 3 movies and 2 shows a year, and what their plan is for how they're gonna put out content, and even with having Blade hold back like so much, and just like going through all this. But I'm pretty sure that they're gonna find a way to get this movie out. But even with the fans that are definitely concerned for this movie, again, this is a 2-time Academy Award winner playing the iconic vampire hunter from that movie for this movie as well. This is essentially a reboot, and they want this film to be perfect. And with so many scripts coming in and come and go, saying no, we cannot agree on this. But even though that, I think we're going to have to wait a little while. But again, I am concerned and worried for this movie, and I'm pretty sure this movie is doomed. And I'm pretty sure that I don't know what is to discuss here and there, but we'll have to wait and see what the outcome is. But again, this movie has been through so much behind the scenes. And so for my final thoughts to kind of wrap it all up is, and yeah, I am worried and concerned for Blade. This is the upcoming reboot in the MCU with the iconic vampire hunter, and to set up the Midnight Suns, the supernatural side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for having that R rating. And I'm pretty sure with Mahershala Ali is definitely going to move on from this role, and I'm pretty sure that announcement, I don't know if that has come into fruition or if that's going to pay off. but I'm pretty sure it should be just like a waiting game at this point. We're worried and concerned for this movie as well, but we'll see what the outcome is as well. But so that's gonna do it for this video. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and what are your thoughts on this news? Are you worried? Are you concerned for this Blade film, especially with the second trailer that has left? And what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and turn on notification bell for future videos. Also follow all my social medias, all of which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.